Something surprising is happening in South Florida real estate right now. And if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for the perfect time to buy, you may want to pay very close attention. Last month, I worked with two buyers. One decided they just wanted to wait. The other decided to move forward. The buyer who waited is still searching and waiting. The buyer who purchased is already unpacking their stuff. That's the difference between trying to perfectly time the market and trying to build a life. Just a few weeks ago, I also spoke with a couple who were relocating from New Jersey. They had been watching South Florida home prices for nearly a year. Every month they told themselves the same thing. We're going to wait for the rates to come down. Sound familiar? We're going to wait for the prices to fall. We're going to wait until things make more sense. Then they started looking seriously. What they discovered surprised them. The homes they love were still selling. The best communities were still attracting buyers. And the opportunities weren't where the headlines were telling them to look. After spending a weekend touring homes throughout Broward and Palm Beach counties, they made an offer. Not because rates dropped, not because prices crashed, because they realized waiting for perfect conditions may actually cost them more than moving forward. And that story perfectly captures what's happening throughout South Florida today. If you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or retiring, or relocating to South Florida, today's market update may be one of the most important videos you'll watch this year. Because after reviewing the latest data from Broward, Miami-Dade, and Palm Beach counties, I believe there are three major trends unfolding right now. And guess what? Buyers are returning. Inventory is shrinking. And some of the best opportunity we've seen in years are hiding in plain sight. Let's start with mortgage rates because that's where every conversation begins. Current average mortgage rates remain in the mid 6% range. A conventional loan is averaging 6.44%. FHA is about 6.27%. VA, that's prices. VA is about 6.06%, and jumbo loans are averaging about 6.70%. Now, I know those numbers aren't exciting, but here's what's fascinating. Buyers have stopped obsessing over rates. Instead, they're adapting to them. A year ago, rates caused paralysis. Today, they're creating strategy. Many buyers are beginning to realize something important. If rates fall significantly, thousands of buyers currently sitting on the sidelines could rush back into the market. That means more competition, more bidding wars, and potentially higher prices. The buyers I'm working with aren't asking if rates will come down. They're asking whether they'll regret waiting if they do. The latest numbers suggest they're not alone. Pending sales in Broward County increased more than 13%. Miami-Dade increased also more than 13%. And Palm Beach County increased nearly 17%. Those aren't the numbers of a market where people are running away. Those are the numbers of a market where buyers are quietly returning. Let's talk about Broward County first. Single-family home sales increased 7.6% year over year. Median home prices remain stable at approximately $620,000, but inventory declined about 18%. That's a big deal, you guys, 18%. And here's another one. Months of supply fell to 4.6%. So 4.6, that means 4.6 months to sell everything that's on the market right now. So it's shifting a little bit. To me, that's one of the healthiest readings we've seen in quite some time. Not a seller's market, not a buyer's market, a balanced market. A balanced market creates opportunities for both sides. What's really interesting is that homes, they're selling faster. Median days to contract improved from 40 days to 33 days. Buyers are becoming more decisive. Coral Springs remains incredibly competitive. Inventory is hovering around 2 months. Homes are averaging just 17 days before going on under contract. And Parkland continues to stand out as one of Florida's premier luxury communities. The median sales price is around $1.2 million. Pending sales jumped approximately 50%, and inventory declined more than 20%. People continue choosing Parkland because of its exceptional schools, beautiful neighborhoods, and incredible quality of life. Coconut Creek remains one of my favorite communities for buyers seeking value. Families relocating from other states are increasingly discovering it offers many of the same benefits found in neighboring luxury communities, while often providing more affordability. Now, here's what nobody seems to be talking about. Everyone is focused on mortgage rates, but rates aren't what's creating opportunity. Inventory is. For the first time in years, buyers can actually compare homes. They can negotiate. They can think strategically. During the frenzy, buyers were often forced to make emotional decisions. Today, they can make informed decisions. And that's a huge advantage. Now let's talk about what I believe is the biggest opportunity in South Florida right now. It's condos. I know condo headlines haven't exactly been positive, but let's look beyond the headlines. Broward condo prices declined nearly 8%. Inventory sits around 11 months. Miami-Dade condo inventory is close to 13 months. For the first time in years, buyers have real leverage with condos. Price reductions, seller concessions, repair credits, closing cost assistance. These conversations are happening every single day. If I were relocating to South Florida today and wanted maximum negotiating power, condos would absolutely be on my short list. The biggest surprise for me this month isn't Miami. It isn't Boca. It's the strength we're seeing in communities like Coral Springs and Coconut Creek. More buyers are choosing value over prestige. They're asking very smart questions. Why spend significantly more when I can get most of the lifestyle I'm looking for at a lower price? That's a conversation I wasn't hearing very often 2 years ago. While Miami continues proving why it remains one of the most resilient real estate markets in the country, single-family homes increased nearly 9%. Median home prices remain around $670,000, and inventory declined by 14%. International demand continues driving up that activity, and luxury continues to be strong. And Miami's attracting entrepreneurs, executives, investors, and remote workers from around the globe. Palm Beach may actually be the biggest surprise of all. Pending sales surged nearly 17%. Inventory declined almost 19%, and the median home prices increased to approximately $650,000. Boca Raton continues performing exceptionally well. Median home prices exceed $1.3 million. Homes average only 18 days before going under contract. Jupiter is moving even faster at approximately 10 days, and Delray Beach continues attracting buyers seeking walkability, restaurants, nightlife, and beach living. If you're moving from New York, New Jersey, Illinois, California, or another high-cost state, here's something important to remember. What feels expensive in South Florida today may still represent tremendous value compared to where you're coming from. That's one of the reasons so many people continue to make the move. Now, let me make a prediction. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do spend every day talking with buyers, sellers, lenders, attorneys, inspectors, and people relocating from all over the country. Based on what I'm seeing, I don't believe South Florida is headed for a crash. In fact, here's a prediction that may surprise you. A lot of buyers who are waiting for a major housing crash, well, they're going to be disappointed. I don't see the ingredients necessary for a broad South Florida housing collapse. Could certain condo communities struggle? Absolutely. Could some neighborhoods soften? Well, of course. But widespread crash? No, I don't see it. Why? Well, because inventory is shrinking. Pending sales are increasing, and people continue to move to South Florida for the same reasons they always have. The weather, the lifestyle, the tax advantages, the beaches, the business opportunities. If rates move lower, even slightly, I think we'll see a noticeable increase in buyer activity. And if rates reach the mid 5% range, I believe competition could increase very quickly. That's why I think the smartest buyers right now are focusing less on perfectly timing the market and more on finding the right property at the right price. Because history has shown us that the perfect time to buy is usually obviously only after it's passed. Let me ask you a question. If I gave you two choices, buy today at 6.4% interest with less competition, or wait for 5.5% rates, but compete against thousands of additional buyers, which would you choose? Tell me in the comments below. The people who usually lose in real estate are the ones waiting for certainty. The people who usually win are the ones who make informed decisions because everyone else feels comfortable. Over the next 12 months, I believe there will be a group of buyers who look back and say, I'm glad I acted. And another group who says, I wish I had. The question is, which group will you be in? If you're considering buying, selling, or investing, or relocating anywhere in South Florida, my team and I would love to help. Thanks for watching South Florida Real Estate Tips, and I'll see you on the next video.